Hola a todos, mi llamo es Katie Kreisky, yo tengo 18 años y el año pasado yo fui a Chile para un intercambio. Yo estaba allá para 9 meses. Anyone understand any Spanish? High school Spanish? No? Hi, thank you everyone for having me. I'm Katie Kreitsteiger, and I'm 18 years old, and last year I went on an exchange to Chile, South America. I was there for 9 months, so thanks to you all, I'm excited to be back and sharing some of my experiences with you, and want to thank you so much for giving me the most amazing opportunity of my life. It was a wonderful and incredible experience. I don't know if that's blinking. Okay, we'll try. Okay. Well, flashing light show.
Look fast.
So I left last year in August on the 14th, and after a full 24 hours of flights and flight changes, I arrived in Chile on the 15th of August, and I met up with 27 other exchange students from 8 different countries. We spent our first weekend at an orientation center. It was actually a resort, and you can see you could saw the beautiful waterfall in the background. So we just spent time there, and they told us, what was expected of us as exchange students, what we could expect from Chile, and they gave us a little information about Chile. So I'll tell you a little. For anyone who doesn't know, Chile is the super long, skinny country in South America. There's a photo there. It's got a surface area of 472,569 square miles. The population is 17 million, and most of it is in Santiago, their capital city. Their government is a republic, and they have a female president, Michelle Bachelet, and the official language of the country is Spanish. So the exciting part, after the weekend, our host families came to pick us up. I don't know.
Quick. I think it's the connection.
I don't know what is it.
It's got to be your connection because it's Lisa.
It's been there. It worked earlier. So this is the first photo. I got to meet my family. So these were the people I stayed with for the entire year. When the picture returns, we had my brother, Raimundo, my father, Mauricio, my mom, Claudia, my youngest sister, Catalina, and the sister that was in my class, Camila. So I was incredibly lucky to have just the best host family. Like I said, I stayed with them for the whole year, and they were so amazing. After the weekend, we went home. They took me to our town, which was Linares, and getting to know them was unbelievable. It was very difficult to leave, probably the hardest part, leaving my little sister, and we just got so close after the year. As far as the language barrier, I knew very little Spanish when I got there, so it was a little difficult. I was surprised at the level of their English. I know there they start teaching English as a second language, mandatory in kindergarten. So they did know pretty well, and just even being there, they watch TV shows in English with Spanish subtitles. They listen to same songs we hear on the radio. So it was okay getting, and as I picked up more, we bonded even more. It is my favorite story. My dad liked to think he knew a lot of English. My favorite is he got pool and moon confused a lot. So summertime, Katie, we go to the moon. We are going to the moon. Come now. So my school was Instituto Linares. This was my class. The way that their school system works is pretty different. They have 2 to 3 classes of, like, it would be the senior class. They would separate it into 2 or 3 depending on how big the school was and how many kids they have. So I was in a class of 43 kids in one class, and we stayed with that same group in the classroom all day, and the teachers moved around to meet us. So we had 2-hour-long classes with 15-minute breaks between each one. We started school at 8 and got out at 5. So we did have a little over an hour to go home and eat lunch.
No.
All right. Yeah, we'll blame it on the rain. So that was different, adjusting there. As you can see, we had school uniform. I went to a public Catholic school, so there was religion class, and the Pope would come into school, or not the Pope, I'm not Catholic, so. The priest with his little dress. Yeah, you can say I paid attention a lot during the church services. But, so uniform, I don't know that there were any schools that did not have a uniform. It was a private school. Most schools down there are private. They don't have a very good public education system. So I had one class, and then mid-year I switched classes to Puerto Bay. So this is my second class that I stayed with. You can see just how large they were. And some of my best friends here at the school, we had a costume day, and we all came as construction workers. I participated in extracurriculars. I was on the basketball team, which was very fun and different. I was clearly the tallest person probably there. Yeah, playing was a lot of fun. All they had to do was throw the ball up, and little girls are down here, and I just shot. I don't think I jumped hardly ever. I did have the only 2 sicknesses, injuries I had while down there. I got a terrible sunburn, and I had to go to the emergency room after a basketball practice because I fell and we were worried I broke my tailbone. They don't sweep their gym floors, so I did a full-out banana peel and landed. That was pretty scary. So that was, Chilean hospitals was quite an adventure. I also worked a lot. I joined an English club. So I was in one club with my peers for first semester. I didn't do it second semester because I didn't feel I needed it as much. It was still a good time, but it was kind of like a reprieve from all the Spanish and like the overload. So I did get to go and talk a little English, and it helped me learn a bit. I loved going into the kids' classes. I taught a 4th grade class, I had an 8th grade class, and after school I would just hang out with the kids, and it was beneficial for both of us. They got to hear a native English speaker, and they were teaching me and helping me with my Spanish pronunciation, so it was a lot of fun. I was in the Interact Club in my town. We went and played with kids at elementary schools. We planted trees at a couple different places. And so it was fun to really get involved in the community. This was my club president, my hosting club in Linares. I gave them a speech, and I am very honored and proud to say that they've had problems with the exchange program before and were hesitant to host this year. But we had a great relationship, and they were super glad to have had me. At the very end, I was presented with a plaque and an honor, which my mom said was really special because they'd never done anything like that for any student before. So I also got a lot out of it. I got to go to Rotarians' birthday parties, and they took me places, and I got to visit other cities with them. So, okay. Comida, which is food. This is what I'm asked about a lot is what did you eat? For the most part, they ate the same things. We had the same meals. We ate 4 times a day instead of 3. So, yeah. You can see empanadas were a big traditional during holidays and stuff. They would make empanadas, which you can have pretty much anything. They had cheese, chicken, beef. And then completos, which my sister is eating in the bottom corner, was to describe a completo. Before I went, when I realized I was going to Chile, I asked one of the girls who was in Chile, what do I need to know? And her single response was the hot dogs. At the time, I didn't know. I completely understand now. So the Chilean hot dogs, they put avocado, tomato, mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, and load it up. It is the most amazing thing you will ever eat. So, one of the differences is it was all home cooked too. The fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh homemade bread every single day. So if my mom wasn't cooking it, the maid was making it. We did have a maid, and that was culturally, everyone had them. It didn't really matter your position in society. You just had someone who came and cleaned your house. Exciting, I got to celebrate the 18th of September there, which is Chile's Independence Day. So the dress, and my brother and I are in the picture, is the traditional wasa and waso, and that's basically their cowboys, is what you can compare it to. So it was really festive, really cool. You know, they had the flags everywhere at school. We did dances and it had on masks. I got to learn and dance the Chilean national dance, which is the cueca. I don't quite remember because it was in September, but that was really fun. I did a lot of traveling while I was down there. Most of it was by myself. I conquered the Chilean bus system in Spanish, so now I can do anything on top of it. With my family, with the Rotarian, who I stayed with for 1 week because of family complication. We went to Santiago, which is the capital city of Chile, and in that picture is the La Moneda, which is basically the White House of Chile. It's their capital building. And in the other picture is El Cerro de San Cristobal, which is St. Cristobal's Hill. We drove about 45 minutes up into this hill, mountain area, and Maria is at the top of the hill. So that's her statue, is giant, and it overlooks all of Santiago, so you got to see the entire huge city. The Rotary trip, for extra cost, we went with Rotary, and they took us to Patagonia and Torres del Paine, which is in the south of Chile. So that was probably one of my favorite parts and experiences, just getting to know all the kids, and we got so close over the trip, and I mean, it was just amazing. The scenery and the stuff we got to do and see was spectacular. So here are some pictures, Torres del Paine and Patagonia. On all the travel, big websites and stuff, you see that Patagonia is officially the unofficial 8th wonder of the world, just based on the mountains and the beauty. So we took a boat ride out to see a glacier, and that was one day. So here's a picture of just the mountains. And this one is one of my favorite pictures. You can see the mountains when you see it. It's funny because I joke it looks like I'm photoshopped in. Like, it's unbelievable to believe that I was actually there and looking up at the snow-capped mountains, and just the blue water is indescribable. You know, pictures never do the true beauty of something justice. So that was at the glaciers. We went and saw, there were icebergs in the waters and the lakes, and just the exchange kids goofing off. I went with my family for summer vacation. We went to Valparaiso, which is one of the big touristy cities in Chile. And this was in summer. I don't know if everybody knows, but because Chile is on the other side of the equator. So while you guys were all up here freezing in your snow days, I was chilling on the beach. So yeah, they had so many hills in Valparaiso. That's kind of what it's known for, and it's their biggest port city, and we got to see the Navy boats out in the water. And we went to Viña del Mar, which is right next to Valparaiso. That picture, that clock actually worked. It was made up of flowers, and they keep it at the entrance to the city, so you get to see that. So that's just a little bit of my experience. Like I said, I had a fantastic time. Those are some of my best friends, my family. Everyone always asks best and worst thing about your experience, and the best is all of it. Every little, it's the little things that I miss walking to school and just kicking the ball with my little sister, playing football or soccer. And it was truly amazing. To quote is, how lucky am I to have something so wonderful that makes saying goodbye so hard. And that was the worst part, was saying goodbye to my friends and family. And on that last day, just, I have every intention to go back, just the not knowing when the next time I could see these people will be. But so, truly fantastic experience. I would definitely say everyone needs at some point in their life to, whether it's an exchange or a study abroad or just to travel and see so much more than like the little city that we're surrounded by. Because the world is so big and there's so much to do, but at the same time it's so little. And I mean, Rotary has so many connections, and I've made so many friendships and lifelong bonds that I owe it especially to this club and for allowing all this to be possible. I hope you'll give the opportunity to another young student to go. I've already talked to a couple of my high school classes, and some kids are interested, so I'll send them your way. Or even if you could host from another country, because it definitely adds to their lives and really the community to get that cultural experience. So I'd really like to thank you all again. And that was my experience. I'll be here around, so if there's anything else you want to hear in detail. Oh, the blazer, a model. These are the exchange blazers, and you trade pins with the other Rotary Exchange students. So, the kids from France have little, bread and Eiffel Towers, and you just trade. So there are memories I have. I thought I had it. My first pin I received back 3 years ago from a Rotary, or a girl who I met at RILA, was an exchange student. She handed me her keychain, and that's what I'd like to say really started it all, just hearing her experience. And even I bought stuff places I went, I would buy keychains and souvenirs, and so that's the blazer.
What's the ornament for?
Oh, this was from the, I stole this off the table at the Christmas party.
She's honest.
So, yeah, Rotary threw us all the exchange kids. It was at the very last day of our trip, which was in December. They had a dinner prepared for us and decorated with little ornaments, and we probably drove everyone in the restaurant really crazy, because we were playing Christmas music and playing with our phones. So that was. So I'll be around if there's anything you want to hear in detail. And